Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal. Some people ask me how high and how low Nvidia can go in this quarter. So I did this price range or price projection analysis that gives min-max price range for Nvidia, and that should be valid before next earnings. Now, let's get started. On your screen, you see the summary of the financial data for Nvidia for last 7 quarters. And also I have year over year and the quarter over quarter comparison that compares the latest financial numbers with the previous quarter and also the latest financial numbers with the previous year's same quarter, right? I already went over this table in detail in one of my previous videos, so I don't want to go in detail in this video as well. So I will just give you my quick analysis. If you focus on the quarter over quarter comparison table, you might notice that Nvidia did a good job on the revenue and net income side. They both are positive and growing, but they did not do a good job on the margin percentages. So they are declining quarter over quarter. They did a good job on EPS somewhat, but not good job in the free cash flow per share because the free cash flow per share is declining quarter over quarter. But debt to equity ratio numbers are declining, so that's a good thing. So the financials from Nvidia in this quarters are mixed, and hopefully they can improve their numbers on the margin percentage and the earnings in the next quarter. Now let's try to discuss EPS actuals versus projections and the forward PE to calculate the price range for Nvidia for this quarter. So let's move to this tab, that is P ratio. In this table, I put together the adjusted closing price for Nvidia for last 1 month and also the EPS forward and EPS trailing 12 months. EPS forward is basically the latest earnings actuals plus next 3 quarters earning projections. And the EPS trailing 12 months is the EPS actuals in the latest quarter plus last 3 quarters earnings actual. So using those data, I calculated the P ratio with respect to trailing 12 months EPS and also P ratio with respect to forward EPS. And I also updated this table with the latest earnings data and calculated the forward P ratio with respect to the latest earnings data in this table. You see? And also I updated this table as well with the latest EPS actuals and the latest EPS projections, and also the historical data for last 13 quarters, both for PE and also actuals EPS and projected EPS for last 13 quarters, including the latest quarter. And I also updated the median, min, average, and the maximum forward PE, including the latest quarter numbers in this table. You see here? And also I have the earnings surprise percentage for last 13 quarters, including the latest quarter, and that is here. And also I updated the min, average, maximum, and medium earnings surprise percentages for last 7 quarters because those quarters are more relevant. So now I have all the data ready to calculate the min, average, and the maximum price for Nvidia that should be valid before next earnings. I did the math already. Let me go over the numbers with you. So starting with the minimum, the first factor I have H4, that is EPS forward, that is this guy. And the second factor is the median value of the forward PE, that is R32, and that is this guy, excluding any outlier. For example, this one, I excluded. And also if the forward P is too high, I also excluded them. For example, this one, 60.99. And the third factor I have is R39, and that is the minimum value of the earnings surprise. In this case, I'm using 0%. because I do not want to use any negative earning surprise because that will mess up my calculation. So that gives me the minimum price projections for NVIDIA, and that is 104.26. Similarly, I use the same formula except in the second factor, I'm using the average value of the forward P. In the third factor, that is S39, I'm using the average value of the earning surprise percentage, and that is this one. So that gives me the average price projections for NVIDIA 120.65. Similarly, I have the maximum value, same formula, except the fact in the second factor, I'm using the maximum forward P, that is this one. The third factor, I'm using the maximum earning surprise percentage, and that is this one, T39. So U32 and T39. So that gives me the maximum value of NVIDIA price projection as 158.51. So these mean average and the maximum value is good for next 3 months before next earnings. So maximum price projection that is 158 looks a little high, but based on the latest EPS and the EPS projections, the calculation tells me 158 is not impossible in next 3 months. So mean average and maximum price range gives an idea to us that Nvidia may not go below 104 in next 3 months and also should not go above 158 in next 3 months. So for some reason, if Nvidia goes down below 110 or close to minimum value, that will make Nvidia a very attractive buy. And this is a possibility that in next 3 months, Nvidia might go below 110, right? Because things happen. So with that being said, I have Nvidia shares bought around 120 and 126. So I would like to keep it for some time and then rebuy it when Nvidia goes down again in next 3 months. I guess these three values should give you some idea how you should manage your Nvidia transaction in next 3 months. So the takeaway is do not try to buy Nvidia stock when it is too high. Always try to buy when Nvidia drops about 10 or 15% in every quarter. I hope you like this video, and this spreadsheet is available at my Patreon account. So if you are an exclusive member, you can access the sheet from my Patreon account. And also the spreadsheet that I made in the past in my previous videos. The link of my Patreon account is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more in the next video. Take care.